quiet, it's starting.
The All Color Tribe podcast presents Black Injun, Ballad number 1, A Labor Alliance, an all-cast audio epic starring MF Rex, Timberline, Amy Davis, and Melissa K. Marks as King Mel, and George Clooney as Big Motherfucker. Oh yeah, free Leonard Pelletier already? Howdy, and what's happening, y'all? This is the All Color Tribe podcast, and I am BW Sun. Welcome. Hope you're hydrated. If not, now would be the opportune time to pause, grab a refreshing bottle of Nestle brand water, and recline on back for this, episode 2 of our abridged version of the Great American Tale, Black Injun, Ballad number 1, A Labor Alliance. Now, if this is the first time you're joining us, you're going to want to click on back to the first show before starting in on this one. Also, I would like to remind that All Color Tribe is no vocabulary bigot. We employ words of all sorts, and A Labor of Lions is rife with mature material meant only for those tall enough to ride the internet. Last bit of bureaucratic obligation as well as an admittance of absolute appreciation goes out to Josh Anderson, Liana Carter, Sean McCann, and Paula Wyatt, our associate producers, who helped make this audible accessory of awesomeness a reality. All that taken care of. Last time we left, an orphan Aella camped out roadside after encountering a shot-up and near-dead Black Injun and Big Motherfucker. Aiding in the gaining of their consciousness, Aella finds that they, like her, traveling out to Melville. Fun factoid, Melville is what we call Tucson these days in our time. And that's all I can recap. Now that it's done, let's get on to the dope shit, shall we?
Chapter 4, The Past Catches Up. The sun is beginning to raise on the high desert. With it, the heat hurries up and rises too. Aella is the first awake, squatting behind her buggy to pee, out of view from the newfound travel partners, were they to roust. Unbeknownst to them all, but most of which her, only a couple miles away, a group of not-so-kindly-looking souls advanced on them in the costuming of clowns. A joker and a gagman are saddled atop horses bred to run, while 2 buffoons man a slave-pedaled war chariot. One buffer, manning the wheel, guiding the slave's effort, while the other maintaining their morale with whip in hand. They're small dots on the horizon when Aella stands from her squat. She'd never had noticed them had they not announced themselves with a few warning shots. The dots enlarge, becoming fully fledged, impetuous Periots. Bounding to the still sleeping Black Injun and Big Motherfucker, the young girl yells at them to enliven.
Hey guys, get up!
These men listen about as good as their mules do. Neither stirs from slumber. Agitated, Aella leans down into Black Injun's ear.
Wake up!
But still she gets nothing, so in last resort, she musters up all her strength and delivers a kick hard into Black Injun's thigh. He's up with a jump and a bone to pick, but a mean Charlie horse nags knotted in his wad.
What in the fuck?
Aya's arm is outstretched to the point of her index finger, pointing to the heinous horde heading their way.
Well, I'll be damned. Sure, some committed motherfuckers, ain't they?
Who are they?
Fuck boys.
Black Injun taps Big Motherfucker with his foot. Aya's annoyed and astonished when the big man skitters upward to his feet with such subtle prompt.
We got some old company.
Biggins rubs the crust out of his eyes and looks to yesterday's horizon, seeing the advancing adversaries. He releases a deep sigh. If there was some shit he didn't feel like dealing with, well, here it was. More sprightly than the night before, being alive is still a laborsome endeavor. Big Motherfucker walks into the center of the road to await the brawl, choosing to go with his bare knuckles alone. Black Injun grabs both his pistol and tomahawk before joining his comrade. He's always down for a good hand-to-hand, but he just woke up. Why bother? With the buggy just behind him, something itches at his nostrils.
Does it smell like piss to y'all?
Big Motherfucker notices the puddle. Aya's face reddens with embarrassment. Black Injun's eyes squint, looking into the sun as it begins to peak above the eastern horizon, giving a foreshadowing halo to the coming comedies.
Might be about now to get that rifle and take cover, Aella.
It's not loaded.
Gonna make your gunslinging career pretty short, don't you think?
Aella grabs her unloaded gun and ducks into the buggy. The 4 clowns come to a halt several yards down the road, the 2 horsemen flanking the kinetic chariot. The helmsman of the spoked lorry hollers out.
Gridus Gorgon, we'll have your fucking heads! Surrender now or die! Eat a dick! You and Gridus Gorgon!
Feeling no need to parley, Black Injun comes up with his pistol before his enemies can blink and lets the barrel blaze into action. A bullet whizzes from the gun's muzzle, inscribed with the word "U," and soars to and through the gagman's forehead. His body slides sideways and topples off the horse, who meanders to the side of the ancient highway to gnaw on some scraggly grass. And so things are thrust into progression. The other horse curves in course for Big Motherfucker, and the chariot begins to power straight ahead at Black Injun. He lets another bullet fly, and the helmsman tumbles into a roll off the back of the chariot. The Joker brandishes a revolver and pops off at Big Motherfucker, but every bullet tings off the buggy, missing any intended target. Biggins can't help but chuckle. The Joker doesn't yield, instead galloping forward with means to trample the big man. It's a horrible life decision. Biggins grabs the horse, heaves it upward, and slams it down, crushing the rider underneath into a heap of blood and broken bones. While the action most assuredly incapacitates, it does not kill. To finish the task at hand, Big Motherfucker takes to stomping the heel until he's a gory gob under toe. The chariot pedals towards Black Injun. It's the other villain now, with hold of the wheel and firing. Charging the chariot, Black Injun hops onto the 2 men chained and pedaling. 2 shots put them out of their misery, and then, with a leap and swing of his tomahawk, off comes the head of their final foe. Several bounces and a short roll, the head halts at Black Injun's boots. He's back on the ground, watching the chariot careen hard to the right, off the road, along with Aella and Big Motherfucker. The headless body remains standing and squirting blood into the open air without capitulum.
These can't be the ones that shot us. That was light work, yeah.
Big Motherfucker concurs and walks over to retrieve the gagman's horse still grazing roadside. Black Injun turns around and sees the girl. Mouth agape and eyes wide, holding hollow heat, Aella surveys the aftermath of the bloody spectacle she just bared witness to.
Merde.
Later that day, the mules are tugging the buggy over the crumbling concrete. Big Motherfucker adds extra heft neither Moke appreciates. Aella isn't too keen about it either, wedged in with him while Black Injun sits atop the newly acquired steed, trotting alongside.
So who's Gridus Gorgon?
Fuck Gridus Gorgon. Next time I see him, I'm gonna take his face off his motherfucking face and spit on him.
Big Motherfucker puts 2 thumbs up, hoisting his support for Black Injun's resolve.
Where'd you learn to do that?
Do what?
Fight like that? Can you teach me?
What's to teach? You just leave the other guy more dead than he leaves you. Ain't nothing more than that. That and maybe keep your gun loaded.
Seems like just yesterday we all had our hands up in the air, cheering, because medicine was saving us. Our days of sickness and pain were a figment of tomorrow's imagination. And now here we are, unimproved and unchanged, despite the medical advancements the media assures us are happening. All the while, diseases from old become ever more present. Lymphatic filariasis is up 30% in the Northeast. The South has seen elevated numbers of rinderpest for the last 4 years. And smallpox took out an entire town in Oregon just this past year. Isn't it about time we stopped listening to professionals and started taking care of ourselves? After all, you're the only one that matters. This has been a message from the human race.
Chapter 5. Welcome to Melville. After traveling through the night with nothing more than breaking to water the animals, the trio approaches Melville midday. Up ahead, there are guards posted, awaiting all those seeking entry to the city.
Now let's just clear the air. My sister's kind of a big deal out here, and she might still be pissed about what happened the last time we saw each other. Dig?
What happened?
I killed somebody she was close to. In my defense, that hoe very much deserved to die given the circumstances of the situation.
What's that mean?
Means stop asking questions about that shit, Aella. Fuck.
They're quiet for the next several minutes it takes to reach the checkpoint. 3 of the 5 guards awaiting them take stance in a line across the road to form a blockade of meager merit. Black Injun reins the horse to a halt. The buggy does the same. The sentries espy the 2 bandaged men and the little girl they travel with. The guard holding middle position steps forward, his automatic weapon raising to Black Injun, who puts his hands up in surrender.
Easy, bruh. Don't shoot. Ain't got no trouble. We come in peace.
The guard is Theodore Cadet, short, surly, and cursed with an obnoxious nose every day of his life. He looks Black Injun up and down with some theatrics. The gun, the tomahawk, the clothes dyed in different shades of blood.
You don't look too much like the peaceful type. Ask me, you look like a buck that's been shot and just ain't accepted it's dead yet.
I always picture myself as a buffalo.
Shut the fuck up.
Theodore pushes the muzzle of his gun close into Black Injun's face. The other 2 guards who stood alongside Theodore begin to circle round the gang. One, a woman named Maddie Colfred, hair a bright, natural orange and face replete with freckles. The other is Juman Washington, broad-chested with dreadlocks curtaining his face. Juman pokes and prods at the contents stacked in the buggy's trunk. Aella can't take her eyes off of him. It is her stuff he's looking through after all. He pulls Roberto's bunny doll from the trunk of their buggy. Aella leaps at the heirloom.
Leave it. It's not yours.
Her forehead meets with the butt of Maddie's gun, and the young miss drops into an unconscious pile of herself. Maddie looks up from Aella to find Black Injun's guns already uncomfortably aimed her way. In a move to regain some authority in the situation, Maddie directs her gun into Big Motherfucker's direction, who is up and turned around, sawed off staring a stunned Juman in the face. Theodore pushes the barrel of his rifle into the back of Black Injun's head as a reminder.
I will fucking kill you, you son of a bitch.
Cool. And I'll kill this bitch here. And this big motherfucker kills your boy over there. And if you're asking me, I say that big motherfucker gets you before you get him. So say word.
Steps back from the standoff ensuing, Anna Sophia watches the lack of protocol unfold. Tall with an inch or so on Biggins, she's a copious and intrepid woman in addition to being the right hand and most trusted confidant of the king.
All right, are we done comparing who's got the bigger clit of the bunch? Lower your guns, everybody.
Motherfucker.
Black Injun is angry. Gun still raised, he looks over at Big Motherfucker.
I forgot there were 5. You should have said something.
Big Motherfucker tuts his friend, lowers the sawed-off, and extends a big mitt out towards Juman, who surrenders the bunny. Slowly, everybody's weapon lowers. Theodore and Black Injun bring the last.
Peace sure is a beautiful thing. Now how about you tell me what it is that brings you to Melville? You, Big Nose, go.
Damn, why you gotta go straight for the nose? Fuck. Am I supposed to call you hips and tits?
Big man, you talk.
Anna Sophia looks to Big Motherfucker. He's a large tank of water, and she's mighty thirsty. She very much so wants to wrestle with this big man, pocket muscles out. Under her hungry ogle, Biggins begins to blush some.
Hips and tits, he don't talk.
Theodore Cadet takes the interruption as an opportunity, throws a cheap shot, and buries his fist into Black Injun's gut.
He don't fuck.
Quit the shit, Theo. No reason for all this excitement, fellas.
No reason for Butterface back there to hit the girl like she did.
What's done is done. Now, who the hell are you, and why have you come to Melville?
A wave of negative self-consciousness rolls over Maddie Colford's face, a frown in the lips and furrow of the brow, and Aella regains her recognition. But she's still living several moments in the past as if she'd not been knocked out, and she's again lunging for Juman and again failing. This time it's because she's wrapped up in Black Injun's reach.
Hold up, we passed that part. We lost.
Big Motherfucker holds up and offers out her bunny doll. Aella grabs at it like a kneading toddler and pulls it to her chest. Black Injun looks back up at Anna Sophia.
I'm the one and only, the man, myth, and goddamn living legend, Black Injun.
Never heard of you.
Well, you sure as shit have now. Might as well be worth noting that I'm the king's brother.
You're King Mel's brother.
Fucking A. We got different mamas. But if she was standing here right now, you'd see the resemblance. both got our daddy's elbows in mystique.
Aya's timeline catches up with everyone else's, so she joins in with everyone else to give Black Injun an incredulous gawk.
Wait, the king is your sister?
Alrighty, let's go have a family reunion. Theo, I know Daniel left you, and you do get to be angry about that. But you can't kill somebody out here over it, so simmer the fuck down.
Ivan straightens up, stepping away from the Gatling gun and moving next to his superior. Together they escort Black Injun, Big Motherfucker, and Aella into Melville. The city is a Salmagundi of old and new, and then some. A long time ago, it was called Tucson, but it's had a few names since the old world fell. Atop the rubble of what was, a ramshackle dystopia has been erected with local flair. Anna Sophia weaves them through the streets as they make their way to the king's palace.
King Mel isn't a man? And Big Motherfucker can kill you with your own horse? My goodness gracious, what could be in store for us on this decibel-driven drama of Western excellence that is the Great American Tell Black Injun Ballad #1 A Labor of Lion? Guess we'll have to come back Thursday for further reveal. For those unwanting to wait the drag of the episodical season, hop on over to allcolortribe.com and purchase the unabridged version of Black Injun Ballad #1 A Labor of Lions for the low of $6. Said purchase provides 20 more minutes of mayhem not included in the podcast, along with Chapter 1 of Black Injun Ballad #2, A Dead President's Initiative, and pays way for all future All Color Tribe productions. Now, I'd like to thank you for lending the listen, and I hope to have you join us next time for the All Color Tribe podcast. Blessings, and be safe out there. Now, as far as I can figure, only way we get better people is by being better to them children who grow up to be the people. So let's put an end to child abuse in its many forms. If you need help doing so, please contact any of the following ASAP. Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline, 1-800-422-4453. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children tip line, 1-800-843-5678. RAIN's National Sexual Abuse Hotline, 1-800-656-4673. Our future is on us from here on out, folks. If we let them ruin what's left, then we can only blame ourselves for the failing. All Color Tribe, Futuro Amplificande Studium.